Here we go again. Oh my goodness. Just so we're clear, I want everyone to understand that it's the right who is making Jasmine Crockett famous. It's their fake outrage that are making these people that they so desperately hate famous. Now, the latest attack on Jasmine Crockett is to label her as a racist. That's correct. Imagine the irony of Fox News hosts trying to label Jasmine Crockett as a racist.
And I just wonder, when somebody is divisive and divisive and divisive, ultimately, do many people find that appealing, do you think? Is that animating and motivating, or does it just make your circle of influence smaller and smaller?
What? Her mark is absolutely racist. To say that a black man is not black because he has married a white woman, I mean, how far back is she taking us?
Right?
I mean,
doesn't anyone notice this? I feel like I'm taking crazy pills.
The irony is just too much for me. It's too much, okay? Now, the reason why they're labeling her this is because there was an old clip that she had at the Breakfast Club in which she was chastising Byron Donalds for his absolute asinine comments regarding Jim Crow. Now, she said, hey, I don't know why he would say something like that. Did he forget that he was black? Maybe it's because he has a white wife and it's whitewashing him. That's what he thinks is happening.
If we continue to put people into office, and that even means some of our skinfolk who definitely are not our kinfolk, such as Byron Donalds, who are going to continue to say that, like, I mean, the fact that you sitting around talking about life was better under Jim Crow, like, is this because you don't understand history? Or literally it's because you married a white woman and so you think that whitewashed you? I'm not really sure.
He's out of line, but he's right.
Now, for those who don't know what she's referring to, Byron Donalds got flamed, okay, absolutely destroyed over his comments talking about, well, black families were together during Jim Crow, okay? That's what was happening during Jim Crow.
During Jim Crow, the black family was together.
That's right.
During Jim Crow, more black people were not just conservative, because black people always have been conservative-minded, but more black people voted conservatively.
I miss you like a hog miss fly, like a baby miss mammy titty.
Now, the best way to elucidate my point and maybe explain to maybe some of the hard-headed individuals out there who want to say, what's wrong with that, Lucas? They were together during Jim Crow. What's wrong with that? Well, let's put it this way. Would it be, or would you take this a different type of way if I were to say, you know what? The Jewish families were together during the Holocaust. I want you all to understand that. That's correct. The families were really tight together during the Holocaust. They're not so much now, but during the Holocaust, Jewish families were they were strong.
He's out of line, but he's right.
You probably wouldn't consider anyone saying that on national TV. You probably wouldn't have any Republican say that on any TV, any podcast, any radio, any outlet. Because you already know why. Because it trivializes as far as the heinous crimes and the heinous conditions that was the Holocaust. It's the same thing with Byron Donalds talking about, oh, black people were together during Jim Crow. It trivializes it. It makes a mockery of Jim Crow and what black people suffered through. That's what it does. Now, what Jasmine Crockett was attempting to do was come to a rational, reasonable conclusion as to why a black man would say such foolishness as that. Why would a black man trivialize his own history? And the only conclusion that she came to was possibly maybe it had to do with his spouse. Maybe he thinks that he's a part of the club, that he's one of them. And there's nothing wrong with that because that's exactly what the Republican Party has done. That mindset is exactly what they have forced on to many black people throughout the country. Even when we're talking about slavery, when we're talking about certain conditions, how you get through and navigate through society, how you navigate through this planet, due to their hatred of us for whatever reason. But we have got to act a certain way. We have got to talk a certain way. That's the same thing they try to criticize her about when it comes to code switching.
You know, first of all, she's cosplaying. She's trying to be the new AOC. I'm so cool. I'm so hip. I can talk in an accent like this. And I think a lot of it, what you're seeing is an act.
Ironic.
Because it's been their rules. You talk like this or you don't get the job. Your hair. We had rules at the Crown Act, if I'm not mistaken, when they were as far as stereotyping our hair. They've gone so far as to stereotype our food, where they talk about chicken and watermelon. They've done all of this. So in many cases, what black people do as a coping mechanism is that they tried to detach themselves from that. And they say, hey, I'm one of the good ones. I don't like chicken. I don't have my hair like that. I do, look at my spouse. She doesn't look like them. And that's what they do. And that is what they have promoted. Do you understand? Because if we just take a simple snapshot of the Republicans in Congress right now, if we look at the senator, there's only one black Republican senator. That's Tim Scott. Tim Scott is married to a non-black woman. He's married to a white woman. I'm just giving you the facts. When we look at the Republican congressman, I think there's 5 on the right? We have Burgess. Burgess, we don't know anything about his wife or whatever. He's, she passed away. But we look at Donald, non-black. We look at Hunt, Wesley Hunt, non-black. We look at I forgot the other one. There's another one, but non-black. But that's the point that is being made, because by having that spouse, by having that white woman in their eyes, it comforts them. Because many of these black individuals in Congress, the Republicans, are in non-black predominantly areas of the country. So their constituents are not black people. Their constituents are white people. So when in Rome, do as Roman do. So in many of them, I would argue that they are political decisions to have a spouse like that, so that it can elevate them in this political world. Because when they see, oh, he's got a white woman, or oh, she's got a white husband or whatnot. The reason being is, as I said, is that it makes them feel comfortable, because they know that if this Negro were to get out of line, that they have the white spouse to keep them in line. They have them, okay, you going down this path. It keeps them in line. I mean, in these particular cases, for lack of better words, what it very much is a plantation owner. Their whole job is to keep Tim Scott in line. Their whole job is to keep, Byron Donalds in line. Their whole job is to keep Wesley Hunt in line. And by doing that, they don't have to fear Wesley Hunt going AWOL and talking about reparations and talking about, well, we need to have black empowerment because look at what the country has done to these people. They don't have to worry about Byron Donalds talking like that. Damn. Let's say I'm not even going to make it racial, right? I'm just making an observation based off of that. But let's just think about this logically. When you hear someone like Byron Donalds talk, when he talks disparagingly about reparations, he's not for it. When he talks about, Jim Crow laws, when he talks about, Trump talking about daddy's back, what black woman would get with a person like that? What self-respecting black woman would get with someone like that? There are next to none, all right? There are next to none. So unless they themselves are a Sambo themselves, okay? Unless Steven finds another female Steven, it's not gonna happen. But in this country, which is framed us in a certain light, and you have to understand all of us are conditioned to see us in a negative light, even black people. So you have to address the self-hatred there, and that comes from post-traumatic slave syndrome. So that being said, you have to think about what type of spouse, what type of woman would actually get with a man like that? Would it be someone who is favorable to black people, or would it more likely be a racist? Damn. You tell me, how many women would get with a Klans member? How many women would get with a neo-Nazi? How many women would get with a Sambo who is talking ill of their people and doing everything in their power to tap dance and shuck and jive? What type of person would get with that? It just is what it is. So at the end of the day, what she is doing is not even criticizing as far as the white spouse that he has. She's criticizing his tap dancing behavior. That's what's happening. And that is what the Republican Party promotes. That's what they want. That is what they uplift. Unfortunately, not in Byron Donalds' case, because they played him like a fiddle this entire time. But this is what they promote. They want the tap dancing. They want the shucking and jiving. They want you to talk ill of your own while promoting everyone else. So when you see someone like Byron Donalds, when you see someone like Wesley Hunt, when you see anyone like that in the Republican Party, it makes sense. Anyways, guys, that's the video. Let me know what you guys think. Whether or not you believe loose lyrics is racist, okay? It's racist. It has nothing to do with the skin color or anything. It has to do, with the character of your skin. Or we have to believe, well, the person who said that, you killed them. All right. So I don't, I don't think you even believe what you're saying. But there's definitely very much throughout history mandatory manumission of a celebratory behavior of those who betrayed their own, specifically targeted towards black people. That's been the case, and we see this even today, especially within the political arena. Nevertheless, if you happen to disagree, you know where to find me. Friday through Sunday Disagreement Day. Call in and we duke it out. Otherwise, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please feel free to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And all that fun stuff. Till next time, guys, be amazing.
During Jim Crow, the black family was together.